This episode of Drinking on the Edge has me at the Rhinebeck Chamber of Commerce's 7th Bartender Wars. It's a 5 o'clock start, October 9th. This is the 7th edition. Here we have adult beverage purveyors, bars and restaurants from the Rhinebeck area. So this year's edition has the largest number of participants, 12 participating. There are silent auctions, some raffle situations here as well. So basically people come on in, they get their tickets, the raffle tickets they purchase. They get their voter cards, which they have to drop in. And people are already packing in here. It's a very popular. I'm going to get to tasting a little bit. First up is Nancy Sheehan. She's from the Rhinebeck Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for having me here and Drinking on the Edge here at the Bartender Wars, Nancy.
Yes, thank you for coming. This is our 7th. We won't say annual because COVID happens. But Claudia, who is working with me at the Chamber of Commerce, this was her brainchild years ago when she was the Chamber Executive Director. And it really came out of an understanding that a lot of events that are happening are in a price range that is not always affordable for everybody. To keep this at a $40, $50 price range, it really allows for people to come, sample, get to know some of the businesses, and hopefully return for dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever that they're serving.
And the original intention of this was to just draw attention to give some community spirits to the adult beverage purveyors in the restaurant and bar scene in and near Rhinebeck.
Exactly. So it's our chamber members, as well as we do open it up to other businesses. So we do have Red Hook and Rhinebeck represented here.
How about nearby other places like Statsburg and Rhinecliff? They make any representation here?
So not this year, but they are always included. And because we are the Rhinebeck Area Chamber of Commerce, yes, we do invite our friends. We're probably at capacity here, and we did sell out of our tickets. And a portion of the proceeds will go to a scholarship for local Rhinebeck high school students.
Become bartenders.
No, anything business related, hopefully, but they really just have to make a great case of why they need our support as their future endeavors.
I think they can work as bar backs, but they can't handle the alcohol until they're 21.
Exactly.
And last year, how many people were participating? You're up to 12 now?
So 9, and that does fluctuate.
Significant jump.
That does fluctuate, and like I said, we're having a great time. It's a fun event. People are enjoying it. It's a little brisk outside, but inside it's warm, and the alcohol is pouring.
I reckon we got about 35, 40 people so far, but I think we'll probably double that by the time the 2 hours are over.
So some people are sadly working until that 5 o'clock hour, so it may take them some time to get here.
And has the event always occurred here at Terrapin?
And it's moved around to some of the other businesses. We did have it at the Beak. Since COVID, this was it was a tent version of what this is. So Josh Kroner, who's one of our board members, decided that this makes sense for outdoor dining because when COVID happens and all of that, you can have the fresh air coming through.
So my next interview is with last year's winners. How did they win it?
It's popular vote, so it's depending on the crowd that comes, and it's Emma Sadia of the Bottle Shop, and it's a fairly new liquor and wine store in Astor Place. It's how the mood strikes everybody. I was a participant last year, so can't really speak from the chamber point of view, but I know everybody takes a look at some of their creative ideas. There's a lot of coffee, there's some margarita, there's some local honey, maple syrup. So those ingredients really inspire we'll call them mixologists, is what we like to call them,
Sure.
to come up with their creation. And the funny thing is that they don't know what the other participants are doing. So we do have a couple of participants that are using coffee as a flavor and margarita, but all of them are truly unique.
I look forward to verifying what you've just claimed there, Nancy. Thank you very much for having us here at Drinking on the Edge. Now I got to make my way to tasting these dozen cocktails. Woohoo! Joining me now is Emma Thomas of the Bottle Shop in the Astor Square shopping mall on 9 here in Rhinebeck. Emma, welcome to Drinking on the Edge.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. What was it like last year developing your recipe and executing it and winning?
Last year was amazing. We used a lot of local spirits last year. Really wanted to highlight some of the awesome spirits that we have here in the Hudson Valley. We went along the fall theme last year using kind of pumpkin and fall flavors, which we thought was going to be a recurring theme again this year. So we went in a little bit of a different direction this year, but really excited to be here. Always a great sort of crowd of competitors and a great turnout as far as attendees.
What do you think turned the tide in your favor last year?
I think our cocktail was super balanced. It had sort of those fall flavors, but it was also really unexpected. We used the currant cassis blackcurrant liqueur. We used branch water gin. We used a little bit of pumpkin puree, but it wasn't like a typical fall cocktail. It was like really well balanced. I think a really great cocktail that people were excited about.
There definitely is emphasis towards cream liqueur and coffee-infused cocktails today. Yours is not. Can you describe, please, what your cocktail is all about?
Yeah, so our cocktail is called Golden Hour. It's a play on a martini. We infused the dry vermouth with chamomile tea, let that steep for about 24 hours, and then the base spirits of Blanco tequila. And then we froze the whole thing together. And what happens is it gets this really like velvety texture, and it finishes with the tea. It's a little more spirit forward than I think some of the other things, but yeah, hopefully like a great little palate cleanser. You guys like the lemon and the chamomile in the finish. We wanted something that was gonna feel like summer going into fall, so it's like the sort of bright citrus and agave from the tequila with sort of the chamomile tea and the honey going into fall.
Sounds like none of that is sourced from the Hudson Valley.
We didn't use local spirits this year, but
it's okay. Keep it interesting for yourself.
Yeah.
So I see your colleague Dave is stirring up a batch right now. There's a lady here next to me who's just tasted something. How'd that taste to you?
That was really good. It was really smooth.
It's really appealing. I don't think it's quite a autumnal, but it's really attractive. So Claudia, you founded the event, and you're in charge of making sure that it keeps humming right along.
That's right. It's the hum is what I'm interested in. I love that hum, especially now that we have 12 drinks this year.
Now, everybody's got their preferences, and there's no right or wrong. But when you enjoy your cocktails, how do you tend to run? How do you tend to roll?
I'm a purist. Like
Yeah.
I don't like all the smoke and mirrors. I like a good gin and tonic, a good dark, dirty martini, and I do like a Southern Comfort old fashioned. That's like an old drink.
You're drinking here an apple picker from the Willow.
From the Willow at Merbeau. It's a wonderful bar. It's a wonderful sitting bar, as you would say, where you feel comfortable as a single woman or meeting some friends there. Gigi's, I'd say, is like that. There's a few bars that feel comfortable.
So you're telling, as someone who's not a single woman, I should not go.
No, it's one of those places. Plus, Merbeau is just beautiful.
And Paige here is doing the pouring. Paige, what's your background as a bartender?
Oh, I've been bartending for about 10 years. I was up here and down in the city, so I learned from a lot of really great people, read a ton of books, because that's how you learn the most. I've just been experimenting, and we just rolled out our new fall menu. So a lot of cool new ingredients that we came up with, and made some handmade apple butter today.
Did you have a hand in developing this?
Oh, this one's my drink I came up with anyways.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I love apples, and we were making a handmade apple butter for our dessert menu, and I said, oh, what if I put in some rum? And so it was born from that, and it gives it a great texture.
Let's have a taste. I really like the caramelized apple garnish, and I love the smell that it gives when I put it to my mouth. And fresh apple cider and handmade apple butter. The banana drink, there's always money in the banana stand, is the name of your cocktail, right? It was less sweet than I expected. It's actually on the dry side. Why is that?
My name is Caleb Bierman. I am the beverage director at the Rhine Cellar here in Rhinebeck. The reason why this is probably not on the sweeter level of things because it is infused in an underproof rye whiskey. So it probably cuts the sweetness a little bit, just brings the aroma, for the most part, of the bananas into the whiskey. And then that spice brings a nice balance. When you add it to the Amaro, it just makes everything balanced out in front on the lines of your sippers, like the Manhattans, the classics of that style.
It works out really well. And I've had the pleasure of being a patron at your place on several nights over the last couple of years. What is it that you bring to the Rhine Cellar that, in my estimation, has helped to being a real destination drinking place and not just another place on the main drag?
That's a hard question. I think that for the most part, what I try to bring is a little bit of fun to it. My background comes from mostly nice places that serve in a fun environment, and that's what I'm trying to mirror at the Rhine Cellar. I'm trying to make sure that you could get any of these kind of style of fancy cocktails in New York City, Chicago, bigger city, but on this level of small town touristy village.
The Grove Restaurant and Bar at the Red Hook Golf Club came up with a spicy mango margarita. There's a few elements there that could prove difficult in fashioning a balanced cocktail. However, they overcame it admirably. And the amount of heat is just right for those who aren't heating fine like myself. The little bit of other spices there help to elevate it as well. Alcohol and sweet fruit there is balance. Well done for the globe.
I think it's really wonderful and fun.
You discovered anything new with the cocktails?
A lot of flavors I never would have put together. Delicious drinks, yeah.
All right, thank you for that. Did you enjoy yourself here? Did you enjoy the drinks?
I did enjoy the drinks, particularly the coffee flavored ones. They seemed to have hit me right where I needed to be touched.
Man with the coffee palate.
Exactly.
Right. With Erica, who's a Rhinebeck resident, does a bit of marketing for the few businesses around here. Is this your first Bartender Wars, Erica?
This is my third.
Third. What's your take on this one versus the previous ones you've attended?
Everyone has stepped up their game. It has been a very hard decision to make for who I think is the best.
Okay,
but
I'm not going to ask
all
you.
amazing.
That's what I want to hear. Let's keep it fair.
Yes.
So in terms of the setup here, what should people come to expect when they come to this next year?
I think everyone should expect to have incredible cocktails, a great venue for it, and it's just the Chamber does such a good job at putting this on, and it's just a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of Rhinebeck members of the town, the community, and everything, and everyone comes together for it.
I concur. I've enjoyed every moment I've been here, Erica, including rubbing elbows with you, tasting different products.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Good luck to you. Good luck to your businesses. I've tasted some great cocktails here. I've tasted some ones that can use some work as well, but that's part of the learning process. I think I've really made a really good showing. It's very welcoming, very fun, and very cordial, easy to get around.
Yes, definitely. I think there's a lot to see, and there is plenty of space for everyone to enjoy themselves and have a blast.
Let's see who wins.
This is the official silver shaker. Of course, I can't test, and there's no sound, so somebody will have to add to that for next year. And I'm pleased to announce that the bottle shop won.
Second year in a row, Dave. Congratulations. Back-to-back winners.
Back to back, yeah.
Has it ever happened before that winners won 2 consecutive years?
No, and this is a great winning streak to continue. The gauntlet has been thrown down for next year's competition. Bottle Shop comes in with their A game, and the people have spoken.
That was delicious stuff. Thanks, Nancy.
Wonderful.
Second time up. Whoa. You think getting rid of the shop open the bar?
I don't think so.
Congratulations to the Bottle Shop on winning the second year in a row at the Bartender Wars in Rhinebeck.